Hi. Tonight I'm not talking to anybody. I'm just going to go through some things myself that areas where I still seem to be stuck. I don't understand why there's such a density in my perceptions, of my life. It seems like I can meditate and dissolve it away, but it always seems to be back again the next morning. And so there's this personality level of dealing with life, where I act in a manner that's consistent every day with the personality that I've developed here. And despite my ability to open into an actualized experience of myself beyond life, in life I'm still predictable. I'm still the me playing the role. And what I'm interested in is how do I move beyond the me that I am, the life that I've lived, the persona that the world knows me to be, and how do I interact with the universe in such a way that it supports my wish to actualize and transform and to release all the limitations that I've put on my consciousness, my awareness, my abilities. Well, it seems like first I have to ask. And then I have to stay open. I have to allow the answer to change me. In an experiential teaching, I ask the question expecting to get an answer back from the universe, and not a made up one, but the actual real thing. And then I allow that answer to resonate within me until I move into a harmonic resonance with it. If I want transformation, then I have to let it happen. I have to continually say yes to destruction of the past and the opening into an unknown future. So that's how the divine begins to dance with life. When life decides to take a chance on itself, that it can transcend its humanity and actualize the potential that humans have always had to awaken as a universal, or at the very least a cosmic consciousness that knows itself as an incredibly beautiful and transcendent experience. And so the difficulty is allowing the body to feel that, because it destroys all the norms of the body and the subconscious. It's you taking control back by letting go. Letting go of all the agreements, all the promises, all the beliefs, all the ideas, all of the teachings, all of the ways, all of the communications from all of the lives that by their own admission were not enlightened or realized. They were just hopeful that they were right. And they're knowing that they didn't know whether they were right or not. So whatever else you do, Don't allow the unknowing to have any part in defining who you are, what your experience of yourself is. Everybody makes their own choice. Let others make theirs. And don't let them make yours. So what would I add to that? Just that those are only words. But they're words that if you contemplate them and allow the consciousness that brought them into resonance, into a form where they were actually being considered and opened into and chosen as an experience. So allow the experience of your awakening to awaken and enlighten you. It's the experience of that transformational shift where all the suppressing is let go of, left behind, dissolved, transformed, transcended, freed, and so are you. Freedom for one and freedom for all. That's the point that you have to stand on in order to be free of the conventions of the life we're all sharing here. You have to allow everyone else to make their choice without judging them for it. And as soon as you can do that, you'll be a blessing in their lives. And when you're a blessing in their lives, what that means is they'll make better choices. They'll actualize a greater and greater potential of their greatness, of their potential creation, ability to create, the ability to free flow, the ability to exist as a wise and loving consciousness. Allow yourself to experience that flow from others coming to you. Pay attention in the world. Notice who's speaking to you, as if you were about to embody the transcendent itself. That your body, your mind, your consciousness, your soul is ready to be the living truth here now. I'm not saying that I am. I'm just saying that I'm saying the words and I'm doing my best to stay open so that I grow, so that I become the best me that I can be. And the reason why I'm recording this is not to sell you on that. So that I can let myself have the experience, because if I let myself have the experience but I don't show what I did in order to have it, from the point of view of one who's struggling to open into experiencing the truth that would set you free, then you should document that if that's your intention, to be free, to go free, to live free. But yet you aren't in the moment. Then you should record your transformation, because it'll help you do it. Me speaking as if somebody's watching this allows me to give myself permission for something that I don't deserve. that I'm not worthy of, that I haven't, maybe I have done the preparatory work for it a little. But still, even so, to move from pain and suffering and longing and regret into, I'm starting to enjoy being me here. I'm starting to consider that life can be a beautiful thing for me. And life can be a beautiful thing for you too. It's your consciousness that determines it. And it's not in bullshitting yourself or anyone else. It's coming to terms with your suffering. You have to embrace it and let go of it at the same time. It's like petting a little baby animal. You do it with awareness, and joy, and love. Until it's comfortable with you. You do the same with your body. Yeah, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We're finally going to be awake here. It'll shift everything. But it'll be good. It'll be better. It'll be good. You give that afraid body of yours some love and appreciation for getting you to the point where you can consider your own awakening, your opening, your quantum leap into a transcendent experience and expression of yourself. So now that I've said it, the only thing left is the experience. And the only thing stopping your experience is your unwillingness to experience it. So we have a paradox. We have a yearning for the divine and transcendent and unconditionally loving and respectful and life-supporting creator. But we're unwilling to know that creator within our experience of ourselves. Because of all the bad things we've done. And of all the bad things that have been done to us, that we've suffered from. And all of the destructive thoughts that we've thought of those that we've interacted with. Where we considered their survival, even, to be detrimental to our own. When somebody you're interacting with is something that you consider you'd be better off if they weren't around, if they didn't exist, you've got some changes to make. Some disconnections, some movements, and some stillness. And you've got to learn how to say yes to yourself. Yes to your opening. Yes to your growth. Yes to your own unfolding, your realization, your understanding, your appreciation, your observation, your experience of beginning to move through life in your mastery, in your excellence, in your magnificence, in your grace, in your compassion for others. It's easy to hate. It's also easy to love. No matter how difficult it is, it's easy to love. You know it's true. For a loving creator to disguise themselves so completely that you want to hate and destroy other beings, wow. It's quite a creation, but it's about as far from the truth as you could get. So if a truth was going to set you free, it would reveal your own darkness to yourself, your own lies, your own creations of a role, a mask, a story, a fable, a tragic life, and a tragic ending. Well, it's time to end the tragedy, don't you think? It's time to win. And by winning, meaning completion, finishing, coming home again. The end of the hero's journey. Appreciating, comprehending, overcoming, and mastering life. And then the rest of your life as that. I think that's a worthy goal. They used to call it the great work, I think. Now, it's not about discipline, although you have to be disciplined. You have to be willing to devote yourself. Not just willing to devote yourself as if you don't know if it's going to be rewarding, but a willingness to devote yourself to the transition, the movement from who you are into who you can be.